We got Ben Lipkin. Ben Lipkin is
Morning.
the major owner in Carpe Diem and the hemp store. And Julie, she's going to be modeling some of the products later. Anyway, hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. What I want to chat about is kind of help people. Ben is a super knowledgeable resource on this. I've had a couple of different hemp products in the office, a couple of different CBD products in the office, and I just love this because it's locally grown, and the company donates to Jared's. Sorry, am I in your face with that? Is that too much for you? I have my coach over here. Anyway, Ben, better for you to tell us about the company, perhaps.
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Dan, Dr. Joe, everyone watching. My business partner and I started North Star Hemp in 2018 after the Farm Bill was approved to legally grow hemp with the legal amount of under the legal amount of THC throughout the U.S. North Star Hemp in 2018 after the Farm Bill. Dan, can you turn that down a little bit?
You are cutting in and out a little bit.
So we created a company to mention money with a Farm Bill. My purpose in getting into this company autoimmune diseases and medicines, which is no fun to deal with. Sales career in the NFL, I decided to pack it up and do something more, something with more of a purpose to help my wife and other people with autoimmune diseases, inflammation, and just all around health. We created North Star Hemp, and then about 6 months ago, after our first farming experience down in Fairmont, Minnesota, we launched Carpe Diem.
Say, Ben, I don't want to interrupt you, but it sounds like something is really messing with your microphone. Can you hear that over there, or is it clear?
I think it's yours, Dan.
I'm got a headset, so I don't get any feedback. Yes. Is it okay over there? It's a little. It sounds like.
Yeah, it's
anyway,
bad.
No matter. It sounds like moving around or something.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, didn't mean to interrupt, but.
Yeah. So to date, we have had 2 successful farming experiences, one in Fairmont, Minnesota, and then we found our new home in Elk River, Otsego area, where we plan to be for a long time. And then 6 months ago, we came out with our very own Carpe Diem CBD line. The reason for the name, we truly believe in empowering people to live a healthier life, seize the day, and live how they want to be without pain, anxiety, and inflammation. Through going through this, I understand I can't reach the community without people like Dr. Joe and Dr. Barrett and everyone in the naturopathic community, due to you have the outreach and trust of your community, which I can't get to without you. That being said, we built out an awesome wholesale program for naturopathic doctors to be able to offer our very high quality Minnesota grown and made CBD products to help their trusted community out.
Yeah, and it is the products, I mentioned this to people, and Dr. Joe, you can share your experience as well, but this sounds bizarre to people. I'm 59 years old and I just never hurt. I don't have any hurts anywhere unless I do something really stupid, which I haven't done recently, which is fairly nice. So what I did was we had, this and the roll-on product that you set us up with. It's kind of a little, I don't know, like a little antiperspirant roll-on thingy, so you can put it on. Like, yeah. Anyway, we put that on people at the office because it may surprise some of the watchers here that people coming in our office hurt. They got all kinds of problems, and we're pretty stunned by the results. The results were. People were pretty impressed. I don't know. I think we sold like 2 or 3 dozen of these things already in about a month. So people pretty fired up about that. A couple dozen of those buggers, which is a cream and the roll-on. But what I wanted to do was, Dr. Joe, if you had experience with that, if you want to share with it, I know my wife uses the product on her hip. She has a very interesting. She won't mind my sharing this. She has a it's like a cyst, and we can't even identify it on MRI, on a teeny deep muscle in her hip, and it's apparently irretrievable surgically without hacking off the top of a femur and putting in a new titanium ball on the whole project. Seems kind of radical to me. So we've been trying to manage it with these products, and seems to help pretty well. So very safe. I was going to talk about the endocannabinoid system and what the connections are and why that works. I was kind of surprised to learn the actual pharmacology of why this works. It actually works by signaling the synapse to stop across the synapse, and it signals the cell to quit producing, almost in the same class of like an SSRI, which does this weird thing, which stops the synapse from reabsorbing serotonin, and that's how it actually exerts its effects. But the endocannabinoid system is throughout your body and your nervous system, throughout everywhere in your body, and there's two major versions of this. Am I right, Ben? To A and B?
Correct.
Yeah. And would it be correct to say that one is more nervous system and affect, and the other one is more musculoskeletal, or not? Yeah, or no?
Yes.
But crossover between them.
Correct. And most people don't have a clue what the endocannabinoid system is, and most people we run into it's completely unbalanced due to their diet, exercise, and really just not taking care of themselves.
Yeah. So that's the other thing. Probably some of the viewers here use hemp seeds. Hemp seeds, a protein thing, and also anti-inflammatory because of the type of oil that's in it. What's the relationship between hemp seeds and this hemp? Just out of curiosity, just because people will have it. I got it in my kitchen here. Hemp seeds sitting right below me. I'm sure people would have that very same question.
So if you see anything made with hemp seed extract on the open market, it contains no CBD at all. That's the reason it's being able to be sold on Amazon and other places where they don't see eye to eye with CBD. CBD contains high levels of cannabinoids along with the fatty acids, terpenes, lipids, and legal amount of THC. Or we have another product line that has no THC at all for people that get a little eerie when they see the word THC or get drug tested randomly.
Yeah. What is that? Just so people know kind of the range, so they get kind of the idea.
Yeah.
Do you know
with regards to what, Dan?
THC. So legal limit.
Federal legal limit. So on the cannabis. So this is a cannabis. Cannabis A is THC marijuana that psychoactively gets you high. Most of that on the market has anywhere from 10% to 30% THC with low levels of cannabinoids. Our CBD is the complete opposite, to where when we grow our plants at the end of the year, it usually tests around anywhere from 10% all the way up to 20% CBD. And under the legal federal limit to make it legal is 0.03 THC.
Yeah, that's the number, so people could feel safe and assured about that. I know I just mentioned it to somebody in the office the other day, and they said, "Oh no, I don't want anything to do with marijuana or hemp plants." And 0.3 or was it 0?
Correct.
Yeah, right. And comparatively, 15 to 25% for THC versions.
Which people that have tried the THC versions gives you that psychoactive feeling and high, where a lot of people might think people like getting high, but there's a majority of more people that don't like having that feeling, but want the healing benefits from the cannabis plant. So we've rolled out a very high strength CBD line that everything is federally legal.
Yeah, and this, I think you can see that. That's the farm. I think you can see that. There's the farmer. That's the farmer.
That's me on a bad day.
It was cold that day. It was very cold. This was, I think, the day after Halloween or something, or right around that. I think was the situation with that.
So
Well, is it all grown inside or outside, or you have a house, or what do you got?
Yep. So we have a greenhouse too. We're doing our first year. We did 50 acres and hand transplanted 100,000 plants. This is all manually done due to the industry is very new. We start everything in a greenhouse in soil blocks. We usually get 72 soil blocks per tray. You let them germinate and grow for a week or about 2 weeks in a greenhouse. You have complete control over the plants and everything that could affect it from growing because they're in a very fragile infant stage of their life. One could be mice going in eating the seeds. The unpredictable spring in the Minnesota with snow in April, the frost, too much water draining them out and pretty much suffocating the seed. So we start everything in a greenhouse and then we literally hand transplant every plant out there.
So,
if you're watching this, I highly suggest never to do 100,000 plants. It took us about a month and a half and it was grueling.
is
This year,
yeah.
what was that?
Well, I was going to ask, is it a native plant to this part of the country, or is it typically grown in a warmer climate? Or
actually, this is a perfect climate for it due to the rich soil we have in the Midwest. For example, I lived in Arizona for a long time, and they're having hemp farmers in Arizona are having a really hard time getting a quality plant due to the high degrees of heat, what that sun produces out there, and then the soil is nowhere near to what we have up here in the Great Midwest. There are seed genetic companies that all they do is breed seeds. It's where they sex a male and a female plant together. They let it grow full term, and then they test the end product to see if that male and female made the product they're looking for. If that's the product they're looking for, they will continually produce male plants to produce seeds. So female plants will produce flower. If you think of flower, it looks like, big buds if you're consistent with the marijuana side of thing. And then male plants produce seeds. So to crossbreed them, you put those two in the same environment. The pollen packs on the male plant will release. They'll have sex with the female plant, and there goes your new family you're trying to grow. But yeah, we've had a great success, and you go even further. These scientists that make these seeds have been growing or breeding different seeds for different geographical areas too as well. But then to go back to Dr. Joe, to grow it indoors is better. However, you got to overlook the cost of it too. So to run these high-powered lights, fans, heaters, dehumidifiers, you name it. We're doing a test trial right now where we have about 250 plants growing in an indoor grow. There'll be much higher percents of CBD and everything else the plant has due to the high power of the lights in a controlled environment, because you don't have to deal with the outdoor environment, whatever it could be. But we're trying to see if it's even worth it due to the cost. So we'll be able to let you know here in a couple months if it outweighs itself.
So I missed one quick question. So you, how long has it been there? Because I didn't hear that introduction. It was too scratchy. How long have you had the farm?
So we farmed in Fairmont, Minnesota last year. It's 2 hours south of the city. We rented a Winnebago. We roughed it for 6 months. Our wives really had a hard time us being away so much. So we found an awesome plot of land in a partnership in Elk River, Otsego. We have access to 15 acres. That's what we grew this year. We have access to more, but we really believe in doing about 15 acres so we can give it the best TLC it needs to get the best crop every year. Because everything is done by hand. From hand transplanting to Dr. Dan knows, when you take them out, you literally take them out with a machete.
Okay.
And yeah, we're
Cool.
we're really excited to get our products out into the naturopathic industry. We've had a ton of great testimonials, and and really just happy practice owners because they know their patients are being helped and healed.
Yeah, I've had some good responses too. Somebody mentioned it to me.
That's awesome. Have you used it yourself, Dr. Joe?
I've tried CBD, not yours, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, I will eventually.
Yeah, let me know. I can drop some off for you. I'm a true believer in practitioners trying our product and believing in it before anything else.
Well, on that note, Dr. Joe, let me just share this. I know I got a lot of light behind me, so you can't see this very well.
Yeah, I can see it.
Are you familiar with this, Ben?
That's the one I took. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is $175.
Right. Yeah, you gave me that one.
And I'm a nice guy. Yeah. Right. And it's 1,500. What's in that, Ben?
So this is 1,500 too as well.
Right.
37 milligrams per serving. I'm a true believer. We got in this to generally help people, but have a business too as well. When going over the strengths and the market research we've done, there are so many companies out on the market that are charging astronomical prices and making a very low quality product. I am not.
So that product you were just holding is how much?
So we retail this at $65, not $175.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. And so I can't discern the difference between when I give people this and when I give people Carpe Diem products, other than it costs an arm and a leg for these other products. And these other products, by the way, are what do they call that? Pyramid marketing stuff. Makes me nuts.
There's a lot of stuff like that too. And then, like for instance, Dr. Dan, tons of chiropractors, kinesiologists, Acu, they're using our muscle cream and other products as for spot treatment in their practice.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and put your product list up here. I don't know if I can, but I'm gonna try and give that a try while you're talking. If I can do that.
Are there a lot of inferior products? You see it all over. You know, it's in gas stations now. It's in video stores. It's everywhere.
Yep. So those are the specific products that I hate seeing out there because say I'm a consumer and I don't know anything about CBD, and I'm I work hard for my money and I'm in pain and I want something to help me. I go in and buy something at Holiday or a video store, whatever it may be, and I spend $120 of my hard money, and instead of having a right dosing to actually activate your endocannabinoid system and help, whether it's for anxiety, sleep, inflammation, whatever you're using it for, it has zero effect. And then that consumer will never buy CBD again because they honestly wasted $120.
Yeah. I think that viewers can see this document, which is your price list: full spectrum tinctures, THC free isolate tinctures, pet tinctures, CBD beverage enhancers, topical lotions. I'm just sharing my screen, which I think everybody can see at this point. Gel capsules, topical lotions. Those are the main things that we actually use in our office, the topical lotions, the roll-on and the cream. But talk a little bit, Ben, about how the tinctures are used.
Yeah.
Full spectrum and THC free.
Yep. So we have all of our THC free items are in red and our full spectrum are in white. So we handed out, I don't know, 200 to 300 of our products before going to the market. Acupuncturists, chiropractors, people with severe illnesses such as Parkinson's, epilepsy, all the way down to just someone having severe anxiety. We took all that market research back together. We put it all together. And then after researching all the other companies and asking highly qualified people for their advice, we came up with our very high strength CBD line at a very respectable price so people can actually afford to heal and feel better. The oil tinctures, a lot of people, you would take a full dropper of this, not one drop, sublingual under your tongue for 20 to 30 seconds. Hold it there due to all of your nerve endings are there. It'll get into your body a lot faster and you'll feel the effects. I have a ton of athletes using our strongest in the MLB and NFL using our 5,000 milligram tincture to recover their body and help balance their endocannabinoid system, and especially with inflammation before they go to bed. And then we have our 1,500 tincture here, which is 37 milligrams per serving. A ton of people are taking this every morning with the other daily supplements to simply ease the anxiety of the day, especially with everything going on. I have a ton of executives that are under a lot of stress. Just like me being a co-founder of a small business, making it through this pandemic has not been fun, but we got to smile and stay positive. That this severely helps. It kind of puts the horse blinders on from everything going on and helps you focus and drops the anxiety of the outside world. And then another a big benefit from taking it sublingually is sleep. A ton of people are having a hard time sleeping even before everything that's been going on in our world today, and especially now. For me, myself, when I take, I personally take our highest strength tincture before bed, I will sleep throughout the night and I will not wake up. If I forget to take it, I will literally be up 2:30 in the morning till 4:30, and then can't get back to bed, and then my alarm goes off at 5. I think I look like this right now because that's what happened last night.
You look marvelous, Ben.
Oh, why, thank you.
Way better than your hemp whacking.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Hey, question from Sherry. You did kind of address it, sleep, but also fibromyalgia.
Okay.
How would it help someone with fibromyalgia?
I can't answer that question.
All right, I will give it a shot. Fibromyalgia, Sherry, as you know, mostly inflammatory disorder. People who suffer with that, and for viewers who don't know what fibromyalgia is, it is that when in our office, a person on the table, if you touch them, they are sore everywhere, like almost broken bone level sore. You can't touch them. Very hard to even adjust them. Very difficult. We sometimes have to resort to instrument adjusting to deal with it. It is just sore everywhere. Everything is inflamed and everything hurts all the time. Of course, whenever you think everything in your body, nothing, like it's not a point, when it's everything, then you have to look at, okay, what's going on system wide? And that is generally inflammation. And so any of these things, the CBD, a very good tool for dealing with inflammation, that would be the time where you switch to the tincture, Sherry, as opposed to smearing this up and down your whole body, because we have to address it from the inside out. Of course, then, as we talk about in our office all the time, diet, and it's predominantly, don't throw gasoline on the fire, but it gets complicated by the fact that in our culture right now, we have Roundup herbicide sensitivity. We got all these things, leaky gut, and all these things now complicated. So you have food sensitivities, you have inflammation, you got receptors going crazy in your body. But yeah, so this is a great tool for moving back the other direction. People who arrive at fibromyalgia have years and years of exposure to stuff that has to be undone. Another question.
Something to touch on too, Dan, with that. You'll see a lot of topicals on the market that are heavy with menthol and camphor.
Oh, right.
Heavy with menthol and camphor. As the two docs on here with me know, has no healing benefits whatsoever. All it does is numb those receptors and makes you feel good for about 5-10 minutes.
It's very interesting neurology, by the way, why that works. It's fascinating. It doesn't actually work to fix a problem, but it works to fool your brain. I don't know if people my age would remember on late night TV, they used to have this thing. It was a brush really on a roller, and you'd roll it up and down your arm. It had these little pins. You'd roll it up, and you're supposed to roll it over the area that hurt. And the reason it worked, it was a counter irritant. It actually sent messages to your brain, and it activated this gating mechanism, so it stopped hurting down your elbow. It's just really kind of a smoke and mirrors trick. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It works, but you just have to do it all day then. And that's kind of the deal with the camphor and the menthol. It's a counter irritant. It dilates the blood vessels and brings heat to the area. Feels very fascinating. It's almost like the same reason they put niacin in men's multivitamins at the like Twin Labs kind of stuff at the gym. I don't know if pick on them, but they do that so that people can feel their vitamin. All it does is dilate your blood vessels. Like, oh, man, I can feel it's working. I'm getting pumped up. So there's stuff like that going on in the system. I really appreciate that yours is, oh, you know what? And I did want to ask you about this. And we're going to get to Katie's question as well on inflammation. But I wanted to ask you, there's a long, long, long list of essential oils in here. Tell us about that.
Yeah, there totally are. My business partner has a I wish you could be on this. My business partner has a kinesiology degree, studied food and nutrition, especially how people can't afford to eat good organic food and what it does to the gut, especially with children. He worked with my wife and other people in the food and nutrition, let's just say, industry to come up with these formulations. To kind of jump back to that cooling effect, we understand people do like that too as well, Dan. So we used essential oils that actually have some healing benefits. For one, peppermint has the cooling effect.
Yes.
For the digestive tract. So instead of using menthol and camphor, we use peppermint, spearmint, and a little bit of jojoba, if I can ever say that right. Hopefully I did. Maybe I did.
That's funny because I was just out in La Jolla, California, and we did all. How you say that?
Jojoba.
Right, La Jolla or something. La Jolla. I don't know. I do have another question here, Katie. I don't know if you guys can see these questions. It's something that helps. Does this help with inflammation?
1,000%. That's what our topicals. That's what our topicals are made for. For example, this 2-ounce jar. I can never get the camera right. This 2-ounce jar. This is our #1 seller, hands down. This has 1,500 milligrams of CBD in it. It has 1,200 milligrams of pure CBD, and then 300 milligrams of the other active cannabinoids in the plant. So, for example, this right here, we charge $60 for. If there's anything that's strong on the market that you see out there, you'll probably pay double, maybe 3 times the price. But the other thing being said, a lot of people buy topicals on the market. They'll buy a 4-ounce jar of this, and it has 200 milligrams of CBD in it. Yeah, and it'll have a ton of cooling mechanisms to it. So you think it might be working mentally, like Dan said, right away, but long term, it's not going to do much for you.
Okay. I also have a write-in question from last week on this. Tinctures or ingestibles for body parts, are they specific oral? In other words, I think the question is, can you use the oral stuff, tinctures, for specific body parts?
We use for total body, and the research behind it, due to one reason the FDA hasn't approved it yet is Big Pharma needs to see a reason to jump into it and make their money. The whole body, the main purpose of it is balancing your endocannabinoid system, especially when you sleep or in the morning too.
So I guess the question is, for a body part, like in my wife's case, a hip, is it better to use oral, a tincture, or a topical? I guess for a body part specific, a tennis elbow or a low back.
They're both great. For more of the pain side of it, I would highly suggest the topical, due to the other healing the essential oils and everything else we put in it. There's another option too, if people don't like the taste of CBD or it isn't for you, putting something under. We made full spectrum gel capsules too as well. This would be very comparable to our lowest strength 1,500 milligram oil tincture too as well. And then
you would use that more for again affect or anxiety, or more for
anxiety, balancing your endocannabinoid system, taking it a lot. The older generation a lot of people are taking this in the morning with their daily vitamins.
He's talking about you, Dr. Joe.
Yeah. So when you say
that's that guy.
When you say 1,500 milligrams, is that like per whole bottle or per tablet?
Per bottle, per bottle.
Okay.
So our gel capsules come out to 25 milligrams per serving, and there's 750 milligrams per bottle. Our 1,500 milligram oil tincture has 37 milligrams CBD per full dropper.
Cool. So I don't want to keep people. I know that everybody's got family weekend here. I appreciate you being on. Appreciate everybody being on here. What I do want to do is offer to folks who want to get this because they tuned in today, discount. We don't really have online purchase, but I tell you what, if you send me an email that you're on here listening to today, vibrantlifecenter@gmail.com, that will get to us. Anybody who's listening, I see there's 10 of you, for gosh sakes. Holy moly. We will give you, we'll go over what products you'd like. And if you want to get one product, we're going to give you 10% off. If you get two of something, we're going to give you 15% off. You get three or more things, I'm going to give you 20% off. How about that for
Black Friday?
Pretty fun.
Appreciate your time. If anyone has any questions, they can reach out at info@northstarhemp.com or go to our website and check us out at carpediemcbd.com. Next year, we'll get a live video on YouTube of Dr. Dan macheting out hemp plants. If you missed it this year, it was a spectacle. And Dr. Joe, I'd love to have you out to the farm next year too as well.
Yeah, I would just add this to that story, Ben. I have a brand new respect for, because formerly I would look at one of these bottles and I'd go, how is it possible that it costs that much? But after seeing what you have to go through, from literally planting seeds and little things that someone would start your tomato plants in your kitchen, and how many thousands did you do?
We did 35,000 this year.
Right, of these little things that you get a little tray for making tomatoes, and you did this with hemp plants, and you start the little baby plants, and then you got to go out, and because you don't want to spray it, you got to put down plastic in the rows, and then drill a little hole, and then place every little plant by hand, and then you got to go back and you got to whack these babies, and it's like cutting down trees, man. I've never cut a hemp plant before. These things were like cutting down trees. I was pretty surprised at the I don't know, the resistance, I guess, to being cut down.
Very hard to plant.
The gist of it, and then now all you did was you got a bunch of trees in a trailer that you can now have to process, and that whole. I was just stunned at how much work goes into this. So after seeing that, and then seeing you can sell this thing for $60, I'm impressed. I very, very, super cool, and most respect to you and Neil for what you guys are doing. It's helping people, and that's actually how you take care of yourself. You help others. I'm a firm believer in that. As you know, whatever, if you're a banker or a CBD grower or a chiropractor or whatever it is, if you're helping others, it really, really has payback throughout your life and everybody around you. So I appreciate that you're part of the helping team.
Appreciate you both.
So anyway, thanks everybody for listening. Dr. Joe, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
I'm good. All right. Yeah, it's been great.
I got nothing. All right. Thanks. Blessings, everybody. Have a great rest of your Thanksgiving weekend.
Have a great day.
Thanks. Bye.